The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So today's show or today's topic I'm going to be talking about and I got 15 fragrances. That's going to be summer boozy fragrances for brunch. One of the first fragrances I'm going to talk about is from Lorenzo Pazzaglia, and that's going to be Summer Hammer. So what you get here, of course, pineapple, coconut, rum, some sandalwood, tons of vanilla. I like Lorenzo Pazzaglia. Now, the problem with some of his fragrances are, at least this one, is it's extremely dense. It is super vanillic. And when you're outside, I don't know, again, where some of y'all live at. If you're in the South, you can relate. But we've been getting scorching hot weather, like 99 degrees. When it's that hot, I want something a little bit more refreshing. This is one where you can do day party where the weather might be like in the 80s. So San Diego is one of my favorite places in the world. I think it's like God's country. The weather is like 75, 80 all year around. If it wasn't for taxes in California policies I don't care for, like gun rights, and the cost of living, absolutely, I would move there in a heartbeat. San Diego was amazing. With that said, especially if you down, I'm trying to think where all the bars at. I'm having a break. The Gaslight District, Gaslamp, beautiful. Anyway, Summer Hammer. Summer Hammer is a great fragrance. It gives that pina colada feel. My problem with Summer Hammer is it's extremely dense. Just know that if you're gonna wear dense fragrance, me personally, if I'm outside, I don't want density. It's gonna make me feel hot for me. But if you do less sprays. So what I would do for something like this, because I don't want to feel it on my skin, I would go shoulder, maybe 2 on one shoulder, 2 on the other shoulder, and maybe the back of the collar, so all closed. And if I want to do something because I'm talking with people in my hands, I might do 1 on one wrist, 1 on the other wrist. That's it. And that may be too much. So I might have to break it down. Instead of 2 on each shoulder, I might do 1 on one shoulder, 1 on the other shoulder, 1 on the collar behind the neck. Again, we want to get away from putting things on our neck because this has alcohol. Alcohol on your neck consistently all the time will age your neck. So you'll look young in the face and you'll look like a witch in the neck. You'll look like, chitlins in the neck. You don't want to do that. So be mindful on what you put on your neck because it's going to age you. With all the oils and alcohol, you want to get away from that a little bit. And your neck is very thin layer of skin. But again, I would go lighter sprays on this in the summer where it's really, really hot. Unless I have a good breeze, that's what I personally like to do with this one. But it's an amazing fragrance. Again, that's Lorenzo Pazzaglia, and that's Summer Hammer. Let me do this other dense one, which I think is another great one. And this is from Simone Andrelli, and that's Leisure in Paradise. Coconut, pineapple, again, but this is a little, again, vanillic and milky. But one thing I like about this fragrance now, if you're in Tampa, Miami, you're somewhere near the water. It can even be Myrtle Beach if they have a brunch in Myrtle Beach. I don't think they do, but it's not the kind of brunch I kind of want to be at. But if you're somewhere near water where it's a poppin' brunch or rooftop and you're getting some of the smell of the ocean, as I've always said for people who have been watching me for a long time, when you wear fragrance, you're not just wearing that fragrance. You're wearing the fragrance and the environment. You can't escape the environment. But what I will say is that there's a refreshing quality to this fragrance that's not as bad as Summer Hammer, but it's extremely tropical. But there is a refreshing quality to this, so I like that. So that's going to be the next fragrance, and that's Leisure in Paradise by Simone Andrelli. So this is a fragrance where The next fragrance I'm gonna be talking about from the same house is another pina colada, very refreshing fragrance. You have coconut, you have rum, you have citruses. This is very, very bright. It has lime in it. It probably one of the coconut lime, the best ones on the absolute market. Virgin Island water, it is another take on Virgin Island water, but this is far superior to me. I think the performance is better on this. It still gives that Italian kind of citrus, very beautiful lime note, extremely beautiful. And that's Malibu Party in the Bay. This is the 5th anniversary. That's why my bottle, any other time you get it, it's probably gonna look like this kind of bottle. This is Virgin Island water in the bottle. But it's brighter, it's more citrus forward, it's fresher. And again, if you like Virgin Island water, you can pretty much get rid of that and just get this. Next up, from the same house. This is one of their new fragrances. I've been enjoying this. This may be, listen, somebody could do a review on this, but it really doesn't take 20 minutes or 15 or 12 or 5 minutes to really review this fragrance. I can sum it up in one word, and that's tequila. That's it. Anything over really expanding about this fragrance is just one, you're just trying to up your time doing the video. You just kind of milking it. And two, you just want to read a whole bunch of notes on Fragrantica, or pyramids to just sound smarter than what you need to be. This is Tulum Junglescape. Tulum Junglescape. This is tequila, and I'm talking about good tequila, not trash tequila that every celebrity be posting. No, I'm talking about good tequila. Most tequila people buy are trash. It's not real tequila. It has too many additives. A lot of tequila people are drinking are trash. I'm not the biggest tequila, but researching, understanding liquors, because I'm kind of into that, all tequila ain't good tequila, and a lot of tequila people drinking are additives. But with this, you can smell the agave. You can smell it. It is a major player in here, which is basically where a lot of the tequila comes from. You can smell the salt around the glass. You can smell that around the glass. You can smell the lime before they put the salt on, they take a lime and they run it around the rim of the glass and then they dip it in salt. You can smell all of this. This is probably the best tequila. If you like the smell of tequila, and this has great, look at these atomizers. Let me see. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, very good, straight to the point. Oh yeah. This is top tier, great tequila. Like none of that nonsense. None of them additives. Top tier. Salt, agave, lime, woods. That's it. It's nothing else I have to say about that. There's no other way to describe it. If you love the smell of tequila, this is the best. The best. And there's not that many tequila fragrances out there, but this is the best tequila fragrance money can buy. Let's talk about another Boozy fragrance. I believe pineapple passion fruit might be in this fragrance too. This is almost like a gourmand. I would almost consider this might go almost into gourmand realm, in all honesty. But this is delicious. This one, when it came out, had the fragrance girlies going crazy. The fragrance girlies going crazy. And I'm talking about for them to wear, not talking about they're going crazy like panty dropper going crazy. I'm talking about they love the smell of that for themselves. It's a unisex fragrance that works in your benefit, because if the women like it for themselves and you wear it, they will be drawn to the smell of that and they will want to ask you, what is that and where you got it from? That's conversation starter. From there, you can talk fragrances. The fragrance community is bigger than what it used to be. So you can have a talk about fragrances. But that's from Just Box, and that's Carioca Heart, and that's from Just Box. This is delicious. I believe brown sugar is in here. Oh man. Pineapple, I believe, is in here. Some rum. So when you start thinking rum, think like sugar cane kind of smell. You're getting a multitude of dry fruits in your rum accord. Like I get a little bit of raisins in this, although not listed. I just get a hint of raisins. I don't know if anybody like dried raisins. I don't know if anybody else pick up that. Oh man. Now the problem is this can be dense because that pineapple in Carioca Heart, that pineapple gets kind of sticky a little bit. So it goes almost into the summer realm thing. But if you're somewhere where the breeze is good and the weather's in the 80s, low 80s, 82 kind of thingy, and you got a breeze to go with you, Carioca Heart is gonna, it's gonna take you out of there. Let's talk about this fragrance. And this is from M. Micallef, and this is Gin Tonic. Gin Tonic, what is it? It's gin. Juniper, refreshing, some citruses in here, some woods. This is just like clean, refreshing, cooling, very cooling fragrance. So if it's super hot, matter of fact, well, yeah, I'll talk about it because this was my scent of the day, but it was like my scent of the workout. So it wasn't my whole scent of the day because like I said, it didn't last long, but I went for a walk in my community around 2 p.m. Why I did that was crazy because it was probably 97 plus degrees, 98, because I didn't have a lot of trees or shade. So the sun was hitting me. So it's hotter than just the environment being hot. I was just getting baked with sun. And I was, I had shorts on, a shirt on, rock, and I put about 15 sprays on this one. I put 15 sprays. And it just felt cooling. Had I did the same amount of sprays with Summer Hammer, it would have been headache inducing, sticky. I would have been like, I'm cool. I got to jump in the shower, take this off. It wouldn't be the same. This is refreshing. This is one of them fragrances you can spray a ton of sprays on and it's never going to be too much. There are certain fragrances like Dior Homme Cologne that if you put 50 sprays, I'm not saying you should, but if you put 50 sprays on, it's not going to be that overwhelming. People and for the first hour and a half, people might be like, damn, who, man, smell like a bag of citrus. What the But it's going to die down inevitably. But with this is like a 15 spray minimum for me, even in the gym. All right, this fragrance is from a house that I enjoy. I talked about this fragrance in a fragrance house in a couple of lives not too long ago. I just enjoy the house. Now, I didn't pay retail for these. I used my Joma Shop affiliate link, which is in the description, to click on it and find it. And I think I bought this for under $100, give or take. I think retail they may be $250 or so. I don't know if I would pay $250, $300, especially no $300 for this brand, but they're really good fragrances. It's like taking these designer fragrance scents and kind of making them a little more natural smelling. I don't like using the word synthetic because this has a ton of synthetics in there. And this is from the house of Mizensor, and this is Blue Gin. Blue Gin. Now this gives me a 90s. I love this fragrance because it gives me a 90s fragrance vibe. For those of you who, I don't like being a reformulation guy, but I'm telling you, and it might just be my scent memory of the past, but 90s fragrances hit different. They hit different. Acqua di Agio of the 90s in 95, 96, I think when that came out. 96, I was around. Like that just hit different when it hit. And they kind of worked, they performed, it hit different. Blue Gin gives me 90s citrus vibes, which makes sense because who made Alberto Marias made Aqua di Agio, and this is his brand. So it makes sense that it's giving me that vibe. But this has a ton of synthetics. I'm not looking at the notes. I think it's a whole bunch of different molecules and broxin and citrus. I believe mandarin orange or something's in there. Just get your nose on it. The next fragrance I'm gonna talk about, this is fun in a bottle. This is from Lorenzo Pazzaglia, and this is Sangria. Sangria. You talking about brunch, fun. This isn't a white sangria. This is more of a red sangria. So you thinking red wines instead of your white wines, like your Chardonnays. Moscato is a good way to have a good white sangria because you're gonna get that sweetness from Moscato. I think Moscato is a good one. But if you want something a little bit dry, because you're gonna add with your white sangria, you're gonna add your peaches, your apples, your oranges, then do a Chardonnay to dry it up, and then you add your sugar and mix it up and some water. I believe water is because I haven't been sangria in a while, but I believe it might be water. I'm not mistaken, but use your wines. But this is red wine. Now, Lorenzo Pazzaglia, his fragrances are kind of dense. There's a couple of new fragrances out. Me and my connect have different schedules right now, so I haven't been able to get with him to get my nose on a lot of new fragrances. But yeah, man, I just sprayed this on. His fragrances are going to push. Performance is not an issue. One, you're going to get 10 plus hours. Forget about it. You're getting it. Whether you want it or not, you're going to get it. I feel like it's heavy oil concentration because when you spray it on skin, you can see the sheen on your hand. This thing isn't disappearing, and if it does, it's going to go down with a fight. This is one to have in your collection. The next one, and this got lost in the bottles that I have on my little desk over here, and this probably would have came out a little bit earlier because I was talking about a certain composition, and that's from the house of Beach Giza, and that's Coco Moon. Coco freaking Moon. Another pina colada fragrance, but it has that floral aspect to it that adds just more than just a drink. This fragrance is loud, but it's not loud the way you think. The next one I was gonna do is an honorable mention, but I'm just like, I'll just do 15. I just can't stay with top 10. I think these are the best, like, brunch kind of fragrances, boozy fragrances. This is another Sangria fragrance. This is Sangria Oak by Precious Liquids. Sangria Oak, another dark Sangria fragrance. Now this this ain't as berry forward as this ain't as berry forward as Sangria. This is more red berry forward, but this is still a very good Sangria fragrance nonetheless. Very boozy, red wine kind of accord it got going on there. I don't really care for the atomizers as much, I'll be honest. But yeah, it's good, it's sweet, some spice, fresh. I almost get this carbonated vibe with this. Anybody else get that? It's like a carbonation. Almost like Coca-Cola a little bit. I kind of get that here. Sweet, but it's not overly sweet like Sangria. But you can have both of them, and they don't smell alike. Like they're in two different lanes. They do not smell alike. So you can have both and smell different. But again, this is a red Sangria, not a white one. Yeah, man, this is good. Now, I like this. I like this a lot. Now, some people like this fragrance, some people don't. I personally like this fragrance. And that's from Francis Kurt John, and that's Gentle Fluidity Silver. Juniper is the main note in here. Juniper is the main ingredient in, is it gin? I think it's in gin. It's not vodka. I believe gin, juniper, and gin, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's how you kind of get vodka. So it gives off like this vodka, sandalwood, woody kind of scent, very spicy and aromatic, fresh, It's like when you want to wear fragrance and you're not, gin, and you're not doing too much. When you want to wear a fragrance that's going to perform, but you don't want to do too much, but you want to do too much. The next fragrance, we got 4 more left, y'all. 4 more left, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. 4 more left. This is from one of, my houses. I like this part of the house. This just absolutely works. I can't explain how good this is in the type of environment you're in. But if you're anywhere near water, Miami, Tampa, anywhere near water, and you're going to get something to eat, and this even works in the wintertime, this did numbers in the wintertime. I don't know why, but that's from the house of Kilian, and that's Blue Moon Ginger Dash. This did numbers in the wintertime. Something about that ginger in winter when it was cold, it rolled. It doesn't go eggy on me. I know some people are anti that because it can go eggy. Like I know what's the brand? I had the designer fragrance. I think I was gonna get rid of it. It's discontinued. Aqua Atlantique or something like that. Who made that? Aqua Atlantique. I can't think of the brand who made that. I'll look on things. Somebody who made that. That fragrance, like, depending on, I got a love-hate relationship with that fragrance, which is why I still have a damn near full bottle of that discontinued fragrance that I probably should sell. But Blue Moon Ginger Dash, men or women, it works. It smells like good gin, but a drink. You got carousel, you got a little bit of ginger, carousel, lemon, freshness, some woody. This is good. Blue Moon Ginger Dash would work like a champ. When they came out with this fragrance, I was head over heels. And this from the house of Kilian, and that's Roses on Ice. I need 100 ml refill of this, but I need to connect to sell it because I need it. This just, men or women, this just works like a flipping champion. I cannot get enough of this. What is this? This is Hendrick's Gin. Hendrick's Gin. Don't believe me? Go buy a bottle of Hendrick's Gin and prepare it the way it should be prepared. That's Hendrick's Gin. Take a cucumber, slice it thin, put it in the gin, and drink it. Smell it. This is Hendrick's Gin. A 1-for-1. There is no like, it's soda and it's Hendrick's Gin plus. No, this is Hendrick's Gin. The next one I'm gonna talk about is one I put the fragrance game onto in my 50 top 10, my top 50 vacation fragrances. Now, a lot of y'all bought this fragrance. I didn't get one credit because y'all didn't hit my affiliate link. And this is Blue Mai Tai. Blue Mai Tai. This is a Blue Mai Tai. That's it. It's a Mai Tai. Rum, pineapple, carousel. This is a 1-for-1. So what really gets me when it comes to certain fragrances is if you are trying to do something like a cigar fragrance, I expect it to be smelling like a really good cigar in all of the nuances. Authenticity matters to me in certain situations. You can't name something Blue Mai Tai and don't smell like a Mai Tai. This is the best Mai Tai fragrance. This is it. This is Mai Tai, but a Blue Mai Tai. So you got that carousel. This next fragrance, when it comes to compliments, it's just, it's up there. It is up there. For people who own this fragrance, you know what it is. And that's from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. And that's Aqua Sapphire. Aqua Sapphire. Bro, I get it. It's similar to Orto Parisi Magnamari, but I'm telling you, they're different. They're totally, when you really, really get to the nuts and bolts of the fragrance, they are different. They are different. This is a Mai Tai fragrance. This is a Mai Tai. This is another Mai Tai fragrance. Probably why I love it. But it has an aquatic tendency to it that adds a little bit more than just being a Mai Tai. Where Blue Mai Tai is all Mai Tai. This is Mai Tai with some aquatics. Orto Parisi Magnamar is more sea, is more aquatic. It's not really boozy. It is just straight up aquatic, blue, power of the ocean fragrance. This is ocean power with booze. Stunning. And there's a reason, because Faith is still my number one fragrance, but Faith has elements of this, but not really, because Faith is a little different. It's sweeter. When you smell them side by side, you can smell the difference. Just like if you took Hasu and kind of put these together, it's just not going to be Faith. But this just by itself, compliments is what you see. Boadicea got some complimented fragrances, tons of them. I can probably come up with a top 10 most complimented out the house Boadicea fragrance list, but if compliments is what you want, I get it. 1907 is up there for me. 1907 for me ain't rocking with Aqua Sapphire. When it comes to the compliments and people, I don't know. Maybe it do for you. On a personal level, it can do it for you. But are you around people all the time? Rather with your job, are you around a whole bunch of different people, strangers? Are you outside? Are you at the spots wearing these? Or are you just kind of like going here and there and maybe hitting the mall, Walmart, doing a little bit of shopping, maybe go out to dinner and go home? I'm talking about when you outside, you around people, where interaction is inevitable. Aqua Sapphire is king of that. In comparison to 1907, Faith is king of them all. But Aqua Sapphire is up there. Performance is not an issue. Performance on Aqua Sapphire is crazy. Sillage is crazy. This will reach out and touch you if you're not careful. So I'm mindful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm outside, I'm around people, and I got a breeze. To be honest, if I got a breeze, that's it. If I'm outside, breeze, cool, I'm in. Is it dry air, no breeze, then I might do my wrist. But half a spray. And to be honest, that's kind of doing too much. But I'm gonna do that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behind both legs. It stays. You put this on your clothes. If you just put your clothes in the dirty clothes and your dirty clothes hamper happens to be in the closet, you walk in the closet weeks later or a week later or a couple of days later, you're going to smell Aqua Sapphire in the air in your closet. It's going to overtake your closet. Aqua Sapphire, bro, on this list, when it comes to compliments, is the king of compliments on this list. And it's not close. Not close at all. And it performs. That's why I'll never really have a dip between the 2 bottles of Faith, the bottle of Hasu, Aqua Sapphire. I'm never really gonna have a dent in this because I only need like 5 sprays ever. If I want to get bananas, maybe 8, but I'm doing too much at 8. 5 is the magic number with this Aqua Sapphire from the house of Boadicea.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?